Hey guys, in today's video I'm going to be showing you how to fly circuits in Microsoft Flight Simulator using Vatsim. So, circuits is basically a pattern that you do usually when you're flight training, where you take off, turn to the left, fly a little bit, turn to the left again and fly parallel to the runway, turn to the left to get closer to the runway, and then do another left turn and land on the same runway. So yeah, in this video I'll be showing you how to do that. So first of all, what is Vatsim? Vatsim is basically a online network where you can connect to virtual ATC. So you've got people who can pretend to be pilots and people who can pretend to be ATC, air traffic control, and you can pretty much act like you are a pilot in ATC in real life. So here is how you make your Vatsim account. First thing you want to do is go to the website linked in the description for Vatsim. And then you want to create your account. Once you've created your account, you're going to have to learn a decent amount of the aviation terminology, which the website itself will teach you. Once you have learned the terminology, you have to complete something like a 25 question, I don't think it's 25, like 20 question quiz, and you have to get at least 80% out of 100 right to be able to connect to the network. Once you have done all that, we will go to the next step. So once you've created your Vatsim account, the next thing you want to do is go to chartfox.org, link in the description. That's where you can find the charts of almost any airport in the world. You just want to log into ChartFox with your Vatsim account, enter the airport code, and then go to the taxi charts. And the final thing you want to do is install a pilot client. I use vPilot, so the link for that as well is in the description. That's how you're going to connect to the Vatsim network. So now we can get into the fun stuff. We can actually get into the flight simulator and start planning. So I'm going to be doing circuits at Auckland Airport. Now, one thing when you select where you're going to spawn, make sure you don't spawn on a runway because otherwise ATC will get annoyed. Make sure you spawn at a ramp or a parking spot so that doesn't happen. And with the aircraft, you can pretty much do any small aircraft. I'm going to be using the Beach King Air 350i. Okay, so we are in the simulator, and to start the aircraft up, if you don't know how to actually start it up, you can just press Control and E, and that'll start the engines plus the battery up for you. Now we're going to be actually connecting to the Vatsim network. So before you connect, you need to file a flight plan for VFR. So you want to select your flight rules for VFR, and then you want to select for your departure airport, the airport you're doing your circuits at. So New Zealand, Auckland. And then since we're doing circuits, we'll set that as the arrival as well. The cruise speed, depending on what aircraft you have, for the King Air, it's going to be around 200 knots, and the altitude will be around 2,000 feet. And then all you have to do to connect the network is hit connect, and make sure you file your flight plan after you connect. So for the call sign, you can just kind of do whatever as long as it's not too long. And then in the type code, select the aircraft you're flying. So in this case, the B350. And yeah, guys, make sure you file your flight plan after you connect, otherwise ATC won't see it. So once you're connected to the network, the frequency should start showing up. So you only kind of need to worry about tower and ATIS. If there's ground and delivery, ATIS, by the way, is the weather information. So that's kind of the only things you need to worry about. Okay, so now it is finally time to get on and talk to the ATC. So, basically what you want to say, first of all, you want to find the frequency and tune it in. Tuning it in on every aircraft is different. With this one, it appears to be a touchscreen, so you just need to tune it in and then switch it over to COM1. So, the things that you're going to say to ATC when you first make contact with them is call sign, ready to taxi to the runway for circuits. That's what you're going to say. And they will probably respond with something like call sign, taxi to whatever runway they're using via whatever taxiways you need to use. And then you're going to read back saying the same thing that they just said. Auckland ground, Tango Sierra Lima, requesting taxi for circuits.
Tango Sierra Lima, contact delivery 128.2 for your VFR clearance, and you can call me up for taxi.
1.128.2 Tango Sierra Lima. Auckland delivery, hello Tango Sierra Lima. Ground sent me to you for clearance to taxi to the runway for circuits.
Tango Sierra Lima, Auckland delivery, good evening, information Alpha's car. You're clear to remain in the runway 23 left circuit 1,500 feet or below.
Clear for circuits, runway 23, 1,500 feet or below, Tango Sierra Lima.
Tango Sierra Lima, thanks, great. Contact ground 121.9.
121.9, Tango Sierra Lima. Auckland ground, Tango Sierra Lima. Delivery cleared me for the circuits and he told me to contact you.
Alrighty, Tango Sierra Lima, start approved time now 24.
Start approved, Tango Sierra Lima. Tango Sierra Lima, ready to taxi to 23.
Tango Sierra Lima, taxi holding point Alpha 3 Alpha via Bravo 3.
Taxi holding point Alpha 3 via Bravo 3, Tango Sierra Lima. So yeah, guys, apparently I had to go to delivery to get my circuit clearance and then contact ground for taxis. Sometimes that happens, but...
Tango Sierra Lima, when ready, contact tower 118.7, have a good flight.
Roger, going to 118.7, Tango Sierra Lima.
Sky 2, when ready, contact tower 118.7, have a good flight.
118.7, thanks very much, Sky 2.
Auckland Tower, Tango Sierra Lima is holding short runway 23 on Alpha 3 Alpha for circuits.
Tango Sierra Lima, Auckland Tower, good day, runway 23 left, beam takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, runway 23, Tango Sierra Lima. Yeah, so basically when you get to the tower, you want to say where you are, what taxiway you're holding short of, and then you want to say that you're ready for takeoff. They will probably give you takeoff clearance, and then you read it back, and then you can... Right here, I did something really bad. I accidentally turned left onto the runway instead of right, so I took off the wrong direction, as you can see. So that was kind of bad, so I ended up not doing a circuit and just kind of circling back around to land the opposite direction, but then doing a circuit. So yeah, that was kind of bad of me. is when I start my actual circuit. After that terrible fail. So from there, you just want to take off and climb up to the pattern altitude, which in this case was not above 1,500. Once I got up to my altitude of 1,000 feet, I started to make a left-hand turn to fly at 90 degrees off of the runway, which is what we call the crosswind leg. So then after you do that left cross turn, you want to fly straight for a little bit until you get probably like within enough time where you can have time to think about your approach, and then you want to initiate another left-hand turn to fly parallel to the runway, and then you're going to be flying that until probably about, I don't know, 2 miles out from the airport. So then after flying parallel to the runway, which is what we call downwind, when you're flying the opposite direction of the runway, you want to start initiating another left-hand turn to fly onto what we call base. And base is basically the final path you fly before you line up. Clear to land 2-3 Tango Sierra Lima. So you want to turn base, fly base until you think that it's the right time to turn onto final approach, which is when you're lined up with the runway. And this is the point when you want to start preparing for your landing. So you want to start putting your flaps out probably about now. You want to put your gear down relatively soon and just start preparing for the landing. And here I'm starting my turn onto final. I must admit that you need to practice quite a bit to know when to start your final turn. As you can see in this one, I turned a bit too early, so I kind of had to go to the right a little more and correct myself. So yeah, it does take quite a bit of practice, but you'll get it eventually. And here is when you want to run through your checklist. So it's not an actual checklist, but you just want to make sure your flaps are down and your gear's down, and your speed and that sort of is looking good. I'd say for the Beach King Air 350, I'd say with flaps fully out for landing speed, you want it around 105 knots, I'd say. And here, when you're coming for the landing here, you kind of want to start making micro adjustments to try to line yourself up with the center line. With the pipey lights, you want to try to have 2 red and 2 white lights. As you come in at 50 feet on the radio altimeter, you want to put your throttle down to idle. So at 50 feet, I put my throttle down to idle. and you flare, and then you try to touch down as smooth as you can, and then you stop. One two one nine Tango Sierra Lima. Thank you.